What's going on, people? It's your man, the White B. Once again, big shout out to my dog, Bobby Ross, for coming through and boosting up the coin. So, it's over. Let's say a prayer for my light skinned brethren, Anthony Yarde, man. He's getting punched up. I'm going to be honest with you. I hope I'm wrong, honestly. But listen, maybe it's good for him. Maybe it's a good omen, but I'm not going to be backing him on this one. The YB is not going to be backing him on this one. Here we go. Announced. David Benavidez will defend his WBC light heavyweight world title against Anthony Yarde as he makes his Riyadh season debut in November. Turkey Halal Sheikh has confirmed. Listen, let's start off on the positives here. Fair play to Anthony Yarde. But he's always done this, hasn't he? Fighting for a belt. Has he got a belt yet? It was an interim championship. So must have been stripped then. I thought they were doing the trill. I thought, what happened to Beterbiev? That's another thing. What happened to Beterbiev versus Bivol 3? That was in February. We should really be seeing that next month. We've heard nothing about it. So it looks like Bivol's going to be stripped as the undisputed champion. This fight's for the WBC light heavyweight world title. Okay, so the positives are Anthony Yarde is fighting for a belt against a proper challenger. And I'm trying to think what else there is to say here, really. He gets stopped, honestly. From what I saw, listen, Lyndon Arthur was in retirement. Yeah. And Lyndon Arthur had no legs after 6 rounds. I lost, I think, a fiver. Because about 4 rounds into the fight, I thought, if Lyndon stays on his jab, he wins this fight. Yarde went life and death. Then all of a sudden, Lyndon Arthur's legs ran out. And even then, it was 50-50, man. Could have gone either way, touch and go. A fit Lyndon Arthur, an active Lyndon Arthur, a non-retired Lyndon Arthur would have beat Yarde on points, like the first fight. Bottom line. Yarde was trying to push. He just, I don't know. Obviously, styles make fights. But Benavidez, he got pace. Right. I'm not sure Yarde will be competitive for 4 to 6 rounds, but once Yarde gets tired, a bit like the Beterbiev fight. But I think it's a bit different though. Beterbiev isn't... Benavidez's output. I mean, to be fair, Fing puts a lot of output out. Beterbiev puts a lot of output out. But Beterbiev, in my opinion, he is more straight up and down. Benavidez, he puts a bit of head movement on there. I'd argue he throws more combinations. If Beterbiev gets going, his hands start going. But Benavidez, he has a much more... I'd say his style flows more than Beterbiev. Beterbiev needs to be in certain positions to let his hands go. More or less, you're on the ropes. You won't really see Beterbiev throw his hands in the middle of the ring. Benavidez, he can't punch like Beterbiev, punch for punch. But Benavidez can catch you slipping and hit you with a 3-piece in between your shots, and he's a bit more, I'd say he's arguably more dynamic. He can't punch. Benavidez can't punch. His chin's not as good as Beterbiev. He can't punch like Beterbiev can, but I'd say he's more dynamic, and his work rate as well. Phenomenal work rate. And those are all the wrong things. Yarde, to some extent, is similar to Wilder. Meaning that Wilder... Him being explosive is what was good about him. Now that's gone, he's just useless. Yarde, Yarde's not even that old, is he? I don't know what happened, but again, it's probably a factor of the light skin mutation. The cotton pickers like Wilder, he expired at like 37, but the light skin mutants, they're going to be 32, 33, and they're finished. Just the genetic coding. The mutt nature of it, not pedigree. End of the day, it's mixed and whatnot, so it's no good. Listen, that's coming from me. I'm light skinned as well. I'm calling a spade here. Yeah, I'm calling a spade. Yarde, he's lost his twitch. I think he's lost his twitch. He's lost his confidence. If that Lyndon Arthur fight didn't put him back in confidence, I don't know what will. To be fair, that was shocking. That looked bad. It was bad. against, and he picked Lyndon Arthur to look good. We was all slagging him off, saying, "Oh, we don't want to see the Lyndon Arthur free fight because it's going to go in 2 or 3 rounds." Oops, he went life and death with a man who was finished. Lyndon Arthur looked finishing there. Yeah, he only took the fight because it was relatively big money. He thought, why not? A couple $100,000 to fight Yarde again. Why not get in there and do that? He was goosed after 6 rounds, goosed. And he was competitive the whole way through, even when he was goosed. Lyndon Arthur had no legs left, was sitting on the ropes, and he was making it work. Yarde, that fight could have been a draw for me, given how I score fights, in as much as, if you've taken, I think Yarde was, a 6-1 favourite? The fact he was a 6-1 favourite and went life and death, he probably should have lost that fight, and or it should have been a draw. I think a draw would have been fair, given the circumstances. Lyndon Arthur's coming off retirement. Lyndon Arthur was the one who got knocked out in 4 rounds last time. It shouldn't have been close at all. So, what's the angle here? Can Yarde catch Benavidez with a shot and put him out? Well, they always say, he's got a puncher's chance. But who's Yarde done that to? He didn't do that to the Deliveroo driver, the Latvian. He went life and death with the Latvian as well. His wheels fell off. Life and death with the Latvian, Deliveroo plumber. Life and death with retired, what's his name? Lyndon Arthur. There's a trend here. The trend is, and I don't get no, listen man, I'm washed up. I've never been on. Right, so this isn't, AB, some corny cat in the comment, AB, who are you to critique? Listen, yeah? Yarde was half on at one point. Fair play to him. He's doing better than me. He's done better than me. That's all true and fair to say. At the same time, he's finished. You see what I mean? It's not about, don't take the message. Don't worry about the messenger. If he wasn't finished, I'd tell you that. And I'd be sitting there saying, in fact, I had a $5 on Yarde to beat Beterbiev after about 3 rounds. I think maybe 3 or 4 rounds. I thought, you know what? I think he might have a chance here. So, I just don't. Benavidez is young. He's the right side of 30. And he's on the way up. And did he stop? No, he didn't stop that guy, did he? Did he stop him? Let me have a look, actually. I think he might have stopped him. David Benavidez. Did he stop him? He might have stopped him, that Cuban dude. I forgot his name now. And he was supposed to be scary at one point. People were saying he was the second coming. That Cuban 175. And that was his last fight. Benavidez is performing at the top level against legitimate contenders. David Morrell. No, it went to points, to be fair. Morrell was points. Vosdick was points. Andrade, he stopped. Plant, he went life and death with that. He beat Plant handedly. So, yeah. That was probably his best win. Benavidez' best win was Morrell. It was it was pretty much one-sided in my opinion. I don't see what Yarde's going to get tired. Yeah. Yarde's best chance, and I've been saying this for years, Yarde's best chance, like Lyndon Arthur 2. That is where Yarde, that's where his edge is. His edge is not Tunde. Oh, I'm the second coming of Mayweather. It's not. He can't box like that at the end of the day. He's quick for a while. He's quick for about 4 rounds, but he's quick, yeah. He tries to do the moody thing, but you were trying that with Lyndon. You just look stupid. You're spending a bunch of energy and it's not really producing nothing. Yarde was best, yeah, when he had a bit of head movement, hands here, and he was pressing Lyndon. He's not a boxer. He's not a boxer like that. Even when you look at Kovalev, yes, he blew his load, but the principle of it, Yarde looked best when he was pressing Kovalev. He emptied the tank, it didn't work out, but that's his edge. His edge is not, I'm super explosive, I'm pretty heavy-handed, and I'm going to have a look and try and spend all my energy faffing and landing a jab here and pulling out. It's really tiring to be in here and jerking out and for one punch, for one little shitty jab, trying to score amateur style. If that makes sense. That's not what you are. You need to come in there. And even then, though, unless you get Benavidez out there, you're going to be goosed after 6. So, but still, at least you'll be in the fight. At least you'll be in the fight. It'll be competitive until Yarde gets tired, is the point. Yeah. And he'll get tired quick. Because Benavidez is not going to be like Lyndon Arthur. If Yarde got tired, yeah, with a that was a 10-round fight. Yarde got tired with a Latvian Deliveroo plumber. And he went life and death in them last few rounds. That fight could have been a draw, in my opinion. Watch that fight. Yeah, that could have been a draw. He was goosed against Lyndon Arthur, the retiree, the OAP in the boxing world. Yeah. Think about them two. The Latvian guy, not elite. And you ain't got to worry about... Yarde didn't really have to ever worry about anything coming back from... Linden's only got a jab, more or less. Deliveroo guy, he was working the late shift. Yeah, he was working 2:10 on the Friday night before the fight. In fact, I'll tell you now, I spoke to my Latvian contact, they told me. Yeah, that Latvian dude was working the 2:10 shift on the Friday night, bottom line. There's no, I don't think, he was pretty good. I don't care how good the man is. If you're working the 2:10 shift the night before a fight, don't talk to me about nothing, about how good the guy. He knackered, he was goosed. And that was after a whole week of working. Yarde's out here, he had fight week off. That Latvian guy, he's clocking in still. Monday to Friday, 2 to 10. That was the shift split that week, 2 to 10. Yeah? Confirmed. Do you understand? So, you're hanging against people who can't punch as much as Benavidez, not as quick, not as movie, not as defensively sound. Don't combination punch. Linden don't combination punch. He's literally a jab. And Yarde went into that third fight saying, yeah, I want to solve Linden's jab. Well, he didn't even do that. Right? We can do Benavidez. Obviously, it's a payday. It's on a Riyadh season card. And that's what I think. Can I be wrong? I'm often wrong. But not this one. I think Yarde gets stopped, honestly. When he gets tired, I think he gets stopped. What, 8, 9, 10. If he doesn't get Benavidez out there, he gets stopped, unfortunately. Why are they taking this fight? I think Yarde, in my opinion, it might sound silly, but I think Anthony Yarde is scared to fail. Yeah, he's scared to fail at anything below world level. Yeah. Oh, I lost at world level, so it don't matter. He should really be fighting Buatsi. After them performances with Linden and Latvian Deliveroo, you don't deserve a world title shot, bottom line. World title shot for what? Callum Smith really is more deserving. He beat Buatsi in a proper good fight. How is Yarde getting it? I don't get that. Yeah? It should be Yarde, but Yarde was like, yeah, Buatsi needs to build himself up. What's Yarde smoking, man? These light skinned man, they just don't think straight more time. They don't think straight. What's he talking about? Yeah, Buatsi needs to build himself up. Buatsi had a good fight against Callum Smith. You went life and death against a retiree, an Latvian. Uber Eats. Just Eat. Yeah? Latvian Just Eats. You went life and had a World Cup Championship. I don't know why Callum Smith hasn't got it. I just don't get that. I'd much prefer to see that. It's more deserving at least, and I think it'd be more competitive. Honestly. From what I've seen, now it's always possible someone can just turn up and be on. But honestly, I see shades of Deontay Wilder in Yarde. I want to see how old he is. I think he's 2 years older than me. So he's knocking on now, 34. 34 in light skin years, that's more like 39 for cotton pickers, if I'm honest. That's the truth, man. He's probably 39. He's 39 in light skin years. Light skin mutant years, he's 39. And we've seen it. You can't say, oh, you're lying, maybe he's not 30. Come on, you saw him, man. He's got no gas. His punch. He clipped the Latvian guy, but that shows you how bad it is. My man clocked off from the 2:10 shift, got his boxing boots and his gum shield on, went out there, you put him down in the first round and you can't finish your dinner, right? You're the A-side, you got a full camp, you don't have another job. Yeah? You're not worried about going to work on Monday morning. You haven't got to ring your boss and say, oh boss, can I get Friday night off? Can I get Saturday off? That's what I heard. Yeah? 6 days, them Latvian man, it's not like the UK. Even man in the UK works 6-7 days a week, but them Latvian man, they work in Saturdays. So he clocks off on his 2:10 shift on Friday and he's ringing his boss, hey boss, can I get a reprieve? Yeah, can I get a reprieve on Saturday? I got this boxing fight to do. That's what my man was doing. Yarde's sitting there with his feet up, with David Hay, probably having a pedicure. Yeah, come on now. Yarde had a pedicure before the fight. That's what he was doing. Foot massage. 2-2 white gal massaging his feet. Come on now. You call me a liar. Who here thinks Anthony Yarde had 2 white gal massaging his feet before the fight? I do. That's how he was living. Latvian, he out here working, grafting away. You put him down, you can't even finish your dinner, man. Now he finished, honestly. He finished. I don't take no pleasure in saying that, but from what I'm seeing, he finished. And if he comes in there and he looks red hot, I'll come in and say I was wrong. But from now, the base case is finished. Ralph Villikans. Ralph Deliverukans. That was his name. Points. Life and death. What was the last name? Oh my god, he hasn't fought a name for 2-3 years. Been 2.5 years since he lost to Beterbiev. And he's got no names on here at all. No contenders whatsoever. So I don't necessarily like this fight. I don't think it's the right fight for Yarde. But in his mind, he'll think, okay, I'll lose to Benavidez. And then I'll fight Buatsi. And then I can say to Buatsi, well, you've never fought for a world title. Which I don't think Buatsi has he? Oh, I lost, but, you know, get your level up. Get on my level. Yeah? Anyway, listen, I hope I'm wrong. Yeah? Nationalistically speaking, I'd prefer Yarde to win. That would be great to have a British light skin champion. But listen, the odds are going to be 10-1. I'd back Benavidez at 10-1. And I think the odds might be better than that for us. If Benavidez, see if we can get some odds on it. If Benavidez isn't a 10-1 favourite, that's where your money goes all day and night. It's just free cash printer. And that might bless. If I put money on Benavidez, I might bless Yarde. So let's see what the odds are saying. Because if they're good, I'm going on Benavidez. Yarde, Benavidez versus Yarde odds. It's not been announced officially. They're talking about it being in November. Yeah, it's a shame. We're not going to get no... Yeah, no, it's nowhere near. That's a shame. Anyway, people, let me know your thoughts. Smash the like button, subscribe, like the bell, 100%. There's no doubt about this. Some people stop it. Bye.